It's another Monday morning, which means we get to go through what sold on the weekend. We have had a lovely 9 sales come through, which has tipped us over into a $1,000 week in sales, which I'm very happy about. Funnily enough, a lot of the sales are actually books, which is a bit odd for us at the moment. Normally books don't sell, but quite fortuitous considering we've picked up over, how many would you say, Matt?
3,000.
3,000 books. So let's get through what sold over the weekend. First up, an oldie but a goodie. We haven't sold some of these in a long time, but we have managed to sell a complete set of the Del Toro Quest, plus some extra bookies. Secrets of Del Toro and How to Draw Dragons for 120. I want to say including post. Including post. So all of these used to be a really good seller for us, and I feel like it sort of dropped off a little bit recently and Goosebumps sort of took over, but I mean, we don't have a whole lot of these listed at the moment, so we might need to go through and start listing some more of these bad boys up because we have a lot sitting around from a massive bulk buy that we did forever ago. So very good with this one. Books. Like I said, this weekend we've had a lot of books go on to sell. So the next one are the complete Eragon series of books. These ones went on to sell for $35 plus postage. This one we sold on a final offer, basically after our 50% off old stock sale had ended at the end of Feb. We then sent a final, this is your last chance to get it at this price for everyone who was still watching those items. And it worked. So this one is a manga book that went on to sell for $17.50 free postage, which is always a bit more annoying, but as I said previously, we're always happy to see manga go because it is a bit of a slower seller for us. It's always a good weekend when either Wedgwood or an item from our gaming bundle has sold, and thankfully enough this weekend both of those things have happened. First off, we have these Gears of War games. These 3 have gone on to sell for 20 plus post. Individually, they're not worth a whole lot, but when you bundle it like this, you can at least get that $20 price. We'll probably just bubble it up and stick it in a mailer. And as promised, Wedgwood has also gone on to sell. This one is again, our classic, can't see it, but I'll put the comp up on screen. This one is a little medallion that has gone on to sell for a whopping $80 plus $40 postage, which means it's going overseas, I assume to the States. Another book has sold, and it's not the final book sale for this weekend either, but this one was a goodie and a good one to keep an eye out for. Stephen King notoriously can sell all right if it is rare or in bundles, and this individual book happens to be one of the rare ones. We've got, I don't even know how you'd say that, the Bachman? Matt's just nodding. He doesn't even want to try and say it. This one went on to sell for $85 plus $9.90 postage. But even though it's got a bit of yellowing and condition issues, that's all noted in the listing. Hence the price is probably a little bit less than what it's actually worth. A good thing that we've noticed this weekend is a lot of the sales have been items that we've had on consignment. So I'm glad to see that these ones are going on to sell. I think it's always a risk when you take some things on for consignment because not all the items are necessarily going to be great. So you do have to be a little bit more picky and choosy with what you do pick up and sell for others. Now this one is a vintage bike lamp. So it's number F. So this one, very cool, very vintage collectible piece, has gone on to sell for $150 plus $12.50 postage. But we have a few of these individually listed, and then we also have a bulk of them here that are a bit more broken, damaged and dented that we've put up on Marketplace. So hopefully we can move those ones there, but not too bad. And our final books that have gone on to sell for the weekend are another lot of manga. These ones, they missed out on the full sale. This one, I don't think they were even watching during the sale, so I just sent them a little bit of a discount. I think it was about $6.50 off. So these have gone on to sell for $40 plus postage. Ooh. These ones here. But I mean, we're basically trying to do anything to get manga out the door at the moment because it just is the slowest mover. So pretty much most offers within reason we'll generally accept. I think it might get to a point though that we'll just need to bulk the rest and do a massive like bulk manga listing. Final sale that snuck through this morning. The person just had a few questions about the item, but at the end of the day they were happy with, I guess, my responses. It is this absolutely gorgeous leather jacket. I don't know how well you can see because it is dark in the light, but this has gone on to sell for $125 plus postage. Basically, they were just asking if it was genuine leather because there isn't a tag in it that says specifically so. So I just sent them a few photos to help them sort of verify themselves, and they said, I'm happy to take it even if it's possibly not leather. Originally we had it listed for $150, but they're like, oh, if you do a bit of a discount, like I essentially won't complain and won't return, which is an eBay seller's dream. So naturally, we accepted this offer. All in all, pretty happy with the sales. I think I said it last video, but it's really good to see that it's definitely picking up. I think people are ready to start spending again. They've gotten over their Christmas coma of over shopping, which is really good for us, especially now that we're buying and picking up a lot more stock. So I have a lot more listings going out. Our store is, I think, currently at the biggest it's ever been in terms of items listed. We're well and truly over 800. I think in the next few weeks we'll definitely be over 1,000 listings, which is good and bad. Obviously you want stock to move, but also having a lot more variety in it increases your chances of things selling. I am now going to pack all those items, and I did want to talk to you guys about blocking buyers. And this is something that Matt and I don't do lightheartedly, but we do it in certain cases. And so I wanted to take you through when and why we block buyers. So let's get packing. Who, why, and how we block buyers. I thought I would just chat to you guys whilst I was packing today's orders. Now, basically, eBay allows a function that as a seller, you have the option to block a buyer, mainly due to some fault of the buyer, whether they're being inappropriate, harassing you, sending spam, like not paying for their items. There's many reasons as to why you can block a buyer. So Matt and I, we definitely make use of this function. Not to say that we use and abuse, because I think you always want to take the benefit of the doubt with people. Don't get me wrong, we definitely deal with a lot of really, I'll say, shitty and annoying people. But we don't always block them. Basically, we only really try to block people when there's a reason for. And one of the main reasons that we do block someone is if they haven't paid. Now, this happens all the time as a seller, where you'll get someone who has sent you an offer, you choose to accept, and then they don't pay. Now, every seller has their own sort of method and wait time around all of this. What Matt and I do is we always send a follow-up message, usually 2 days after they've accepted the offer, or we've accepted the offer, whatever way that goes around. We send them a reminder being like, hi, we're still waiting for your payment. Obviously we would love to ship this out to you, but are unable to do so until we receive payment. We then give them a 24-hour warning and basically say to them, look, we still haven't received your payment. This is usually, I think it's too big for it. Usually about a 6 days. So we normally give about a week in total for how long we'll wait for someone to pay for an item. And so on the 6th day of waiting for them, if we still haven't received it, I'll send them a notice and be like, hey, like, we still haven't received payment or communication from you. So don't get me wrong, if someone messages us being like, oh, hey, so sorry, like, payment will come through by Tuesday or whatever, then we're very happy to wait, because they've told us, they've given us a bit of a heads up. For whatever reason, whether or not we agree with the reason, again, benefit of the doubt, I'm happy to hold out for people. If we receive no communication and the time has lapsed, we will obviously use our right as the seller to cancel the item. eBay only gives you the option to cancel the item without payment, I'm pretty sure 24 hours after it has like been agreed that they would purchase it. So like, we're super generous with giving a week. If they haven't paid and the time has lapsed, I will cancel their order and I will block them. Reason for that is because at the end of the day, I don't want them to buy more stock from my store and not pay for it. It means that our stock is sitting there for a week where someone else who wanted it could have possibly purchased it. It's also wasting our time, and also I particularly find somewhat disrespectful that they haven't even communicated to us why they haven't paid for the item. Like, there's no heads up, there's no, oh, I'm getting, like, my salary comes in, whatever reason they have. So we generally block those people because I don't need time wasters. I don't want to have to deal with all of that in the future. I also don't want them to necessarily leave us negative feedback for cancelling an order, because that can also happen. People can choose to leave you negative feedback and going, well, you cancelled my order for no reason, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to have to go through the hassle of trying to get that changed by eBay. So to avoid all of that, blocking them, I'm pretty sure that if you've blocked someone, they can't leave you negative feedback, even if they've purchased something.
Okay, so I actually Googled it, and a bit of a correction. Non-paying buyers can still leave negative feedback after you block them. All this actually does is just means that they can't purchase or bid on your items in the future. Definitely good to know.
I mean, we are yet to have that happen to us. Because you do get those people who purchase something and for whatever reason will give you the negative feedback because you've cancelled it. And I hate having to go through the fight with eBay about those sorts of things. To me, it's such a time waster. I'm just going to feel the way around. It just doesn't fit. Okay, we'll go on the diagonal. So we block those people. We also block time wasters, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, if you're asking genuine questions, that's fine. Like, that to me is not considered a time waster. What is considered a time waster to me, and again, this is generally just to stop them from buying stuff from our store, because as soon as you purchase something, you can leave people feedback. Whether or not you cancel it or your order gets cancelled, you can leave feedback. But like, we had this one person message us because we have a what is deemed to be a rare edition of Fortnite. It's an Australian version on the Xbox One. To be honest, I don't know what necessarily makes it super rare, but prices on eBay all are relatively high in terms of sold and listed. And this guy had sent us an offer of $30 for for a $200 listing. So rather than even bothering to counter, I just decline those ones. Like if it's super low, I ain't wasting my time with you. But then this person decides to message us and go, well, what offer would you accept? And like, why, like what makes your game so rare? Because in the title we've written rare, like all the other ones, all the other listings of the same game. And I was truthful with them. I was like, look, don't know what makes it rare, but here are some sold comps. I screenshotted some sold comps and I screenshot what other people had listed it at. I think the next cheapest one was listed at, I want to say $500, and that was on auction. And then a recent sold was for $176. So I said to him, I'm like, look, we've priced it competitively, but considering one has just sold for $176, the lowest we'll go is $175 then plus the postage. And he's like, oh well, I've just recently bought another version of Fortnite, I think it was called Freeze something or other, for $30. It's the exact same version of the game, so what makes yours so special? And I'm like, look, different version of the game, obviously different title, but I don't know what makes it special. I don't know. And by this point I'm already probably spending too much time talking to this person, but me trying to be a good customer service person, I'm answering your questions, and I go, you know what, I don't know what makes it so rare, but I don't make the rules. Like, it is rare, that's what it's going for online, so we've priced competitively and that's that. And he's like, well, you do make the rules because you're pricing it. I'm like, well, no, I make the rules of what I price it for, but I don't make the rules of how popular and rare it is. And then they were just like, yeah, lol, okay, whatever. And I was like, I don't understand it. He literally just said that you've just bought the exact same game, just cheaper. Why do you want our rare one? But anyways, to stop him from then purchasing something cheap and then leaving us a negative review, I've also blocked him. Also just to stop the communication, because I try to be polite where I can, obviously. But at the end of the day, it goes down to, well, he is just intentionally wasting my time. I no longer think he has a genuine intent to purchase. So I'm not going to spend more time and effort than is required for this if it's not going to result in a sale. So we've blocked him as well. Also, we've blocked people, and also by the recommendation of eBay, who we've had bad buyer experiences with. Now, don't get me wrong, returns are always going to be a pain in the ass. That's just what it is. Always going to be a pain. But when they cause issues, when they're sending incorrect claims to eBay to try and get things for free back, or they didn't understand that they had to pay international taxes to receive their items, they're the kinds of people that eBay also recommend that you block. So I think eBay lets you block up to 500 accounts. We are not quite there yet. I think we've blocked maybe like 30 accounts in the past, but don't get me wrong, like, the people who are annoying are annoying. I think it's just protecting your account by blocking these people. Let me know if they're being a bit harsh by doing so. Or do you think that what we do, like, is that unnecessary? Or do you agree? Do you think that it's worth blocking people when they're being super annoying to avoid all of that negative feedback. Or if, I don't know, like I find it quite hard to determine whether or not the person's being genuine or sincere or it was an actual mistake. How far do you go to protect your account, your positive feedback, your seller status? Because at the end of the day, and I mean all sellers on eBay, not even just resellers, but all sellers on eBay will tell you that those statistics matter. Whether or not you think it does, any positive or negative feedback that you receive, any late shipments or whatever, any complaints, any issues that your account has, it impacts your overall store. It can change whether or not your listings are at the top of the algorithm or at the bottom. So I block people when they're annoying. And yeah, it might be people argue a loss of a sale, but at the end of the day, I don't want to sell to those people. If they're gonna dick me around and waste my time, you don't deserve all the amazing stock that we have at the amazing prices that we offer. But I would love to hear from you guys if you've had similar experiences, if people have left you negative feedback for no valid reason. Yeah, share your stories, because I think we can always learn from other people's past experiences. But end of the day, your time is money. So don't just go throwing that away because you're trying to go over and above for customer service, which I think I already do. I think Matt thinks I'm a bit too nice to some of the people that message us. But push comes to shove, like that jacket sale today, the one that I've just wrapped, that came through because they had more questions. They wanted some more photos. I was happy to provide that to them. A lot of people would just go, no, just look at the listing photos and then I'm done. That's not how we do our business. So this is really cool. That'll go well going overseas in this little thing, I reckon. But yeah, how do you actually block people if you're not familiar? There is a very obvious section in your seller store if you're unsure. Sometimes for a quick cheat, I've saved it on our homepage now, so I have easy access to it because I love blocking people. But there is, if you just Google how to block people, there's an eBay forum that will take you there, and that will have a link into the section. Literally all you have to do is copy and paste their username into it, click done, and then it's done. You don't have to worry or think about it ever again. You can unblock people as well by just removing them from the list. Like once they're blocked, they're not permanently blocked. But realistically, I don't know why you would ever unblock someone if you've blocked them to begin with. But there's my 2 cents on why and how and when we block people. So basically, don't be annoying and I won't block you guys. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on the situation. I mean, this is just our take on it and how we try to protect our business, but it might not necessarily be the right way to go about it. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I wish I had the option to block annoying customers when I used to do retail all the way back in the day when I was going through uni, because that would have saved me a lot of stress. But anyways, I will finish packing up these orders and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!